version of the sax. Now, the sax is a Belgian instrument that was developed by somebody called Adolf, who also actually is called Adolf Sax in 1840s. Now today, because we will be celebrating the same, we'll also be hosting one of the celebrated sax players in Uganda, that is JC Muyonjo, and clearly we'll have fun with him. But of course, I must say good morning and hope everybody's fine, and we'll kickstart your day with one of those nice picking episodes of sax music. But today we do come to you live from the heart of Kampala. I'd say that is Sheraton Hotel, just next to the State House. I must also say I'm breathing the same air with the president, I must say. But we will start our show today with some sax performances that were probably cover plays. But remember, we come to you 6 to 9 a.m. and the same show will be having interactions to do with most of the current affairs aspects, also sports, but later on also we're telling you what's trending in the papers. But if you start your Friday, we'll give you a couple of performances, sax performances, I tell you. But don't forget to come out with your reactions on our social media handles, that is Facebook, Twitter, and of course we'll be streaming live on YouTube. Have a good morning. We'll catch up later. Thank you.
enjoyed it so much so that I ate halfway, then took the other half with me at home, ate it within the middle of the night because I could not get enough of the feeling of the buttercream and chocolate in chocolate cake on my taste buds, into my throat and down my stomach. It was a really, really nice feeling. So I ate the last bit of it in the morning while I was preparing for Good Morning Uganda on Thursday, and that gave me a sensation feeling, and I got a light bulb moment, and I was thinking, wait, is this how people experience Good Morning Uganda? I said, wow, if this is the experience, then surely it is a good experience. Welcome to Good Morning Uganda Special Friday edition. And as we promised yesterday, we said we would be in the gardens, would be back in nature, and so it is. We are back in nature courtesy of Sheraton Hotel Kampala. And so I'm quite excited, and we're definitely going to loosen it up, put our hair down, and possibly kick off some shoes and climb some trees in this nice space. Good morning to you, Uganda, and welcome to a brand new Friday. And of course, I don't do this alone. I do it alongside smart gentlemen. Chirabo is improving on his smartness lately. You will agree with me, right? Morning to you, Robert.
Good morning, Priscilla.
Just so I say, you look very excellent. Like, I love the pool deck. I have imagined this look on Chirabo, but I didn't think he would pull it off. But yo, man, you've pulled it off.
Thank you, Priscilla.
Yeah.
And I love your looks, just so you know as well, before I say what I'm going to say. That Chirabo reminds me of, remember that Congolese music?
Which, yes. Oh.
Morning, Chirabo. And probably it also resonates with the kind of music we've been listening to. We've been listening to a couple of jazz performances,
yeah.
sax in particular, but of course also those great guys who do instruments. But Robert, good morning again.
Good morning, Felix.
How are you?
I'm fine.
I love your look.
I'm just enjoying myself, and I'm happy it is a Friday. We usher Ugandans into a Friday mood by moving out of the ordinary, away from the white bed sheets. We choose to do something.
So you decided to make something of your bed sheets. Of course, I'm also with Felix Nkunda that is joining us yet again, and Mr. Selector. Thank you so much for the inspiration. Jazz music is...
It's called creme de la creme.
Creme de la creme.
Creme de la creme.
This man also, and his funny languages.
No, like the kind of music it is, and probably also JC later on will agree with me that there's no better music that comes out being nice and special if it is music that is done with instruments.
That is true.
You can imagine making sound out of strings. How beautiful, and pipes.
Well, he says JC, it's not standing for Jesus Christ. No, we don't have Jesus Christ on set today, but we do have him in our hearts. However, the other Jesse that he's referring to is Jesse Muyonjo, who joins us on a Friday special edition on Good Morning Uganda. Ladies and gentlemen, we introduce you to Jesse. Welcome to you, Jesse.
Hello, Priscilla.
How are you?
Fine, how are you?
It's a pleasure to have you.
Pleasure to be here.
So are you a morning person, just out of curiosity?
I'm an artist, so we're normally insomniacs.
Oh.
Yeah, so here it's a sacrifice.
You would be somewhere in Cloud9 thinking and creating a song or music for that matter.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are a musician or an artist?
I'm both. I'm really a creative, both a visual artist.
Please help us. What's the difference?
Well, I think creativity is what we all get from. Then you decide to become either a visual artist or a musician. I decided to be both of them.
Oh, you do visual as well?
Yeah, I'm a visual artist as well.
Wow, that's lovely.
Okay.
Okay, speaking about music and the guitar, you play the guitar, I must assume.
Yeah.
And the one you're holding is a steel string or classical?
So this is an acoustic guitar, but it's amplifiable.
Ah,
yeah,
lovely.
So, but I play an electric as well. So.
Do you do bass guitar?
No, I don't play bass. Yeah.
In short, do you play any other instruments?
I play a bit of keyboard.
Okay.
Just for production.
Just for production.
Yeah. But again, we've had a couple of great guitarists, if I may say, in the world, like Hendrix.
Yeah.
You know, like any of them that did inspire you before, probably internationally, then we can come to local.
Internationally. There's a guy called John Mayer.
Yes.
John Mayer is a big inspiration for me. There's a guy called Benson, mainly jazz guitarists, really. Those ones that really challenged me. But singer-songwriters, because they can write and sing and
How does it feel being able to play the instrument and sing at the same time? Most of the times you find that a person will specialize in playing the guitar and you can only do it at performances of others, but you do both.
Yeah, but you see now, these guys are specialized playing the guitar probably 5 times better than some of us.
Yeah.
Because that's their niche now. So even me when I'm producing, I'll call in real guitarists. Not that I'm not real, but I'll call in those specialized guitarists to give me a special performance that I probably won't pull off.
Solo?
Yeah, I play a bit of it, yes.
Okay, all right, we have to get into the deep of it. Of course, last night, a certain artist, is he an artist or a musician?
I don't know the certain
Okay, a certain artist stroke musician, whichever he feels more comfortable relating with, went to his social media platforms and made a statement that has stunned the heads of Ugandans as of this morning. And we definitely found it queer enough that we want to have a discussion about it. The artist we're talking about is Bebe Cool. He was responding to his son was part of the under-20 team that was participating in the AFCON under-20 in Mauritania. They returned back home, and so he goes onto his social media platform and he says he's asking government why they're not helping the kids that were in candidate classes to be able to go for their examinations, something like that. In short, they went for AFCON, they missed their examinations, and so they went and represented the government of Uganda. Why can't the government of Uganda in turn help them actually sit for their examinations without having to have a dead year and go for another full year to be able to finish their examinations? And so it was very interesting to note. I believe all of us have 2 cents about it. These young lads went and did something incredible. They finished second in the AFCON under-20, and we commend them. We've been celebrating them all week long. However, for a father to be able to go back and come back and make such a statement, I think he's not picking the gist of, he's taking away from the fact that we have something to celebrate courtesy of these young boys. But Felix, what is your 2 cents on this matter?
I'm just thinking, and I would say the same things that Sally Moses said. I'll be honest with you. I wouldn't even want to pretend. I would even say worse. Probably he held back his word because he's part of government. He has done work for government as the president. But if it was me, I would say worse words, because I'm wondering what kind of government does never take cognizance of the efforts of individuals for the country. You know, we have had situations where people have done extraordinary aspects, and the only thing we get from the government is thank you, flag high, what. How about you also fly there,
promises.
all those kind of things. So I feel that maybe even if I saw people talking about 600 million as bonus, government does not come out to say anything. Maybe there's no bonus than helping them go through this. So
okay, all right, Jesse, I'm pretty sure you've engaged with this particular conversation. What would you have to say? Is he right in his opinion? Does he have bone in his matter?
Yeah, he has a valid point. The fact that he has a platform is good that he has exposed it. So imagine the other parents who could never tweet about it. They're definitely also disgruntled, yeah. But he has a platform and has a valid point. For him to mention that, I think it's right. Now they're paid attention. So let's see what they'll do.
Chirabo, what saith you?
First, these are 7 in number of the team that went. So 7 of them are candidates who missed their exams. But that is love for the nation, sacrificing for the nation. I believe Bebe Cool first is entitled to his opinion, but this time round I want to agree with him. Because, you know, first and foremost, if you read the tweet, he also talks about parents paying an extra of fees. Yes. It's not all about the kids missing exams, but also parents have to foot other bills. And these are some of the things that when you consider them very well, they can deter someone else from participating. They'll be, well, in case I'm in the team and exam time comes, they'll not consider me. So I find it carries a lot of water and something they should think about.
Well, in my opinion, I think, yes, it does carry water, and yes, it's a good angle to look at things. But you see, by the time your child is actually on a plane to go and represent or play football in another country, you as a parent have consented in consideration of the other factors standing constant. One of them being that your child is a candidate. So it is really a matter solely to the parent, having decided that regardless of the fact that my child is a candidate, I'm going to say yes, and I'm going to sign a consent form allowing my child to go and participate in this tournament. And that meant that that parent is then ready to take on the repercussions of that. So how you make it a government matter, it cannot be a government matter. It should be a parents matter. If they allow their parents, then the onus is on them, and the challenge should be on them.
You say, I agree with him, and then you end up disagreeing.
No, I didn't say I agree. I said that his point is valid.
Priscilla, you also must understand, this is national duty.
Yeah.
This is national duty.
Yeah.
It's not like a parent has accepted for something that is
Chidabo, did the boy
gain.
walk out of his... This is an underage child. Did he walk out of his house just like that? I believe his father, Bebe Kulu, almost necessarily had to say, yes, go and play. Knowing that he's a vacant, I mean,
these
candidate.
are 7, leave alone Bebe Kulu. Advocacy, this can cause things to happen.
Yeah.
So when we come out,
next time, refuse your child to go for these tournaments. It's plain and simple. If you want to prefer their education over their sports, then do just that. But don't make it a national matter. We do have national stories, and I do believe you do have 2 cents to say about it. You can drop them on our comment section on our social media platforms, on Twitter at UBC Uganda, UBC TV Uganda, and the hashtag is UBCGMU. On Facebook, we're definitely catching up with the show, and you're live alongside us. You can put it in the comments and let us know what you think about it. UBC TV is our Facebook handle. Of course, on YouTube, you do have UBC Television Uganda. You can also leave your comment there. But we got to start off by looking at what has happened in the last 24 hours.
Well, we begin with the United Nations High Commissioner delegation for refugees, who yesterday paid a courtesy visit to His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. That is, President Museveni commended the good work and the flexible policy that Uganda is having towards the refugee policy. This was during a visit, a courtesy call to the President at State House by the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, Mr. Philippe Grandi, who made these remarks. He said he commends Uganda for having come up with a very good refugee policy, which he believes has enabled many people struggling to come and find redress in Uganda. President Museveni, while addressing him, urged him also to ensure that they help facilitate the refugees in this country. That Uganda could be a hosting country, but there are challenges that also the United Nations High Commission for Refugees should come in and ensure logistically equipment is provided to them. President Museveni also urged the High Commissioner to deal with relief and logistics, because he said this is the biggest problem that they are being faced with as a hosting country.
First National Vice Chairperson of the National Resistance Movement, Alhaji Moses Chigongo, has called upon leaders to desist from acts that compromise the image of government. Chigongo, who expresses dismay over the bickering that occurred on the floor of Parliament on Wednesday afternoon, urges Ugandans to exercise reasonable democracy. In a press release dated 11th March 2021, Chigongo clarifies that NRM as a party has its mechanism of conducting business, which prohibits members from using wrong forums to address pertinent issues. He underscores the need to respect and guard all the 3 arms of government, including the executive, legislature, and judiciary.
Moving into issues of the Speaker, Government Chief Whip, also Chiboga Woman Member of Parliament, Honorable Ruth Nankabira, has asked the Speaker of Parliament, Right Honorable Rebecca Kadaga, to look for another way of entrancing color into the speakership race. This comes at a time when Nankabira is being asked why she's sounding provocative and not siding with the Speaker in the race for who will take on speakership come 2021, the 11th Parliament. According to Nankabira, she said the reason she brought back issues that happened in SEC was because she felt that the Speaker, such issues were of greater concern. In a press release dated March 11th, 2021, the Vice National Chairperson, Chigongo, urged people to ensure that they work together and fight and desist from infighting.
Speaker of Parliament Rebecca Aditwala Kadaga has asked the Committee on East African Affairs to intervene in the ongoing trade impasse, which has seen Kenya ban Ugandan maize from accessing the Kenyan market. Kadaga and a section of members of parliament are yet to understand the complexity of the situation that has caught Uganda's maize market in an offside position. With hardly any sound bells, the communication to ban Ugandan maize exports to Kenya went viral on various social media platforms since the beginning of this week, raising eyebrows of the stakeholders. With all the legitimate channels of East African cooperation in place, Uganda's government by Wednesday, 10th March 2021, had not had a formal communication with or from the Kenyan counterparts. Amelia Chambade informed the August House of plans to engage the Kenyan counterparts to find a way forward.
Relatedly, on issues concerning the ban of Ugandan maize, Malema Birizi has dragged Kenyan government to the East African Court of Justice over the ban of Ugandan export products to enter into Kenya, alleging this is against the bilateral relations and protocols signed. Malema Birizi said since Kenya subscribes to the East African Treaty banning Uganda commodities into entering the country, it contravenes the East African Treaty. Last week, Kenya Agriculture and Food Authority banned importation of maize from Uganda, citing presence of deadly aflatoxins in Ugandan maize. Although this issue is being handled by Parliament and those in charge of trade and agriculture, Thursday morning lawyer Malema Birizi returned to the East African Court of Justice challenging the decision by the government of Kenya. He said it contravenes sections 1, 2, 3 of the East African Common Market Protocol. Malema Birizi also wants Kenyan government to compensate Ugandan traders for the losses incurred.
A total of $162 million is required for the procurement of COVID-19 vaccines to cater for the other 27 million Ugandans. Minister of Health Jen Ruth Acheng says the vaccines that were received were donations not procured with government funds. This, she said, while representing a ministerial statement on the floor of Parliament. Earlier this week, Uganda received a second batch of 100,000 doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine, a donation from the government of India. Although the vaccines are a donation, it's worth noting that a total of $5 million was appropriated by Parliament in the supplementary budgeting and expenditure. This procurement has attracted attention of some members of Parliament, and to date, the money in question has since remained pending at the Ministry of Finance.
Priscilla.
Yes.
Very interesting issues regarding COVID-19. These were donations, but we had the money that was already allocated. And it is
meaning
pending.
that they could have done that money plus the donation, made an order from India and gotten more vaccines to come into the country, right? Okay, so yeah.
I like your explanations. Well, Felix is ready to take us through international stories.
Speaking about diplomacy and of course interstate relations, we'll be also switching to international stories where we'll be looking at the US and Israel hold talks on Iran nuclear diplomacy, security threats there. Now officials from the United States of America and Israel met by video conference Thursday to discuss the two countries' security challenges in the Middle East. Now, as well as the Biden's administration's plan to re-engage diplomacy with Iran on nuclear weapons. Now, U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan and his Israeli counterpart, that is Mia Ben Shabbat, took part in the first U.S.-Israel bilateral security meeting since President Joe Biden took office in January 2021. Now it comes as the Biden administration was seeking to return to a 2015 nuclear deal that saw Iran agree to curb its nuclear program in exchange for lifting of international sanctions. Now, still in international news, we look at Myanmar military there murdered at least 70 since coup. UN comes up with a report. Now, special rapporteur to Myanmar slammed the country's military for the killings of at least 70 people since the protests erupted against the power grab in February. Now, citing growing evidence of crimes against humanity, including murders, persecution, and torture. Talking about a horrible truth, human rights investigator Thomas Andrew holds UN and Human Rights Council on Thursday that the same was cause for this kind of uproar. Now we cross back here to Africa and we look at Tanzania's minister dismisses missing President fear. Tanzania's justice minister has dismissed concerns about whereabouts of the president, that is John Pombe Magufuli, who has not been seen in public for nearly 2 weeks. Now, Mwangulu Chemba also said Mr. Magufuli was not a TV presenter or leader of jogging club, so that he didn't need to post selfies or himself everywhere with everything you go. But of course, this also comes amidst allegations that he was flown to India for treatment. We hope and pray that he's fine and in good shape. And of course, having looked at local stories and international stories. clearly there's so much happening around us.
Yes, there is so much happening around us. But speaking of the things that are happening around us, on Good Morning Uganda, we're crowning up, celebrating women today here, and we have been having Women's Week all week long. Of course, on Monday, it was International Women's Day, and we had so many guests. On Monday, we had the pleasure of having Assistant Superintendent of Police, that is Immaculate Musimenta, and we also had Birungi Robina joining us. And the week has gone on us having ladies, and we're having different conversations. Women in forces, women in leadership, women in the economy, women in government, and all those things. But now, one of us was not here when this whole business was going down. Jesse, I can't say how was your Women's Day or Women's Week, but how did you celebrate Women's Day?
Women's Day, I called my mother and I wished her Happy Women's Day. Well, it gave us a public holiday, so I took full advantage of it.
By doing what?
By working at home.
Are you serious? So you didn't even take your mother out?
Oh, okay.
Not even buy a gift?
They really put me on the
spot.
spot.
Come on. No, you still have time though. The
for
whole
me,
month.
every day is my mother's
this excuse, every day is Valentine's, every day. Why don't you say every day is Christmas Day?
Well, it's not Christ is not born every day.
Exactly my point.
It's not born on every day.
Exactly my point. Even Women's Day is not on every day. It's not celebrated every day.
You can still make it up to her. There's a song called Special.
Yeah, I have a song called Special.
Please make it up to Priscilla and Mommy also, so she knows that every day is special. Please.
So the song called Special One is...
So we're going to have the song after the break.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to be going for a break, but always follow us on our social media platforms. On Friday, I know you must get onto your next destination. You must get onto the road. So as you do that, you definitely can catch up with us and continue with us as we enjoy Special Friday at Sheraton Kampala Hotel.
This is Good Morning Uganda. Pick of the day on UBC, brought to you by.
Their job is to keep you and me healthy and well. But sometimes they try in vain.
Was brought to you by. No one should stop you from finishing what's yours. That's why MTN gives you data bundles that don't expire. Load MTN Freedom Bundles using My MTN app and enjoy the freedom to finish your data bundles. MTN.
Daddy, surprise! Here is a pizza for you. Happy birthday to you. Daddy, you look not impressed.
My daughter, this is not meaningful to me. Hallelujah Natural Drinks is my ideal gift today.
Hallelujah Day. Hallelujah Ginger Tea Drink and Hallelujah Tamarind Drinks are the most perfect, nutritious and healthy products that help everyone to boost their immune system to get complete relief of most sicknesses like joint pains, cough, diabetes, blood pressure, easy digestion and many more, and certified by UNBS. For orders, find us at Bifro House on Sir Apollo Kagwa Road, opposite MBI. Hallelujah Natural Drinks, perfect for your health. Hallelujah Day.
Stay connected to the largest 4G network in Uganda, anytime, anywhere, using the Airtel 4G Pocket MiFi, available at only 123,000 Uganda shillings. This comes with 15 GB free, valid for a month. You can connect up to 10 users at a go and still enjoy a shared yet unmatched internet experience. Dial *175*9# to activate free 15 GB. Visit the nearest Airtel shop to get one today. Airtel, the smartphone network. Airtel is regulated by the Uganda Communications Commission.
It's no secret that ICT makes learning easy.
The strides made in our field could not be possible without it.
And now we can watch our favorite show.
My radio is my best friend. UCC provides an enabling regulatory environment and policy guidance for healthy competition. We also facilitate ease of doing business in the communications sector through licensing, standardization, spectrum management, tariff regulation, rural communication development, and consumer empowerment. An informed consumer is an empowered consumer. UCC supports local content and innovations. Driving the development of a robust communication sector in Uganda is Uganda Communications Commission.
Quatesimu! For the first time in Uganda, you can pay in installments and own a smartphone instantly. Get to own the Samsung A3 Core, Samsung A01, or Samsung E11 and pay back in either daily, weekly, or monthly installments for a period of a year. To check if you're eligible for the offer, dial *284*49# today. You also enjoy free 500 MB on the purchased phone every month for the entire loan repayment period. Uganda nyuma. Airtel, the smartphone network, in proud partnership with MasterCard, Samsung, and Asante Financial Services.
This is Good Morning Uganda.
Good morning to you, Uganda. Thank you so much for joining us once again. And it is a Friday, the 12th day of March 2021. We are concluding the Women's Week that we have been celebrating here. Myself being a woman, I am celebrating myself throughout this week. And as you know, this morning on Special Friday, we are joined by Jesse Muyonjo.
Yes, Jesse Muyonjo.
Yes, you're an artist, stroke musician, you're an instrumentalist, you're a vocalist, and you're a composer, and you're all these things, cut special artist, what? I have so many questions for you, by the way. But before we went into the break, you had something to compensate for how you celebrated Women's Day. Jesse here told us that he simply made a phone call to his mother, wished her a happy day, and then went about doing his business in his house. Can you imagine? So punishment for him, he has to sing me a special song to celebrate Women's Day.
Yep, and I like singing, so definitely this is a good punishment.
So what song are you going to sing?
It's called Special One. I wrote this about 7 years ago, I think.
What was your inspiration?
Actually, it was an imaginary, like what would you say to a special woman?
Yeah.
Really?
Ah.
Yeah, when you're in love, and what would you say in special, in tight situations?
So, the good news that your imaginary woman has arrived. So will you sing to her?
Full circle. I go now?
Yes, please.
Okay, so it's called Special One, and hope you enjoy it. Guess it's true what they say about you ladies, how you might make a man do something crazy, unexplainable, uncontainable. That is who you are. Mystery in my life, still I adore you. If we fight, we both lose. So in love and war, we all get bruised. But I won't deny that I need you. You are my love. Yes, I need you. You are my love. You're my, you are my special one. You're my, you are my special one. My reflection is all I see when I look into your eyes. Oh, I hope I'm the only man you envision in your life. I will leave my pride aside. You and me, nothing will divide.
What we have is a flame forever meant to burn. If we lie, our souls begin to die. So in love and war, honesty is worth a try. Oh, I need you, you are my love, babe. Oh, I need you, you are my love, baby. 'Cause you're mine, you are my special one. You're mine, you are my special one. Ayo jolly beta, nange jenny beta, yeah. Ayo jolly beta, nange jenny beta, oh. Ayo jolly beta, nange jenny beta, ayo jolly beta, nange jenny beta. You're my special one. You're my special one. Da-da. You're my special one. You're my special one. You're my special one. You're my special one.
Ladies and gentlemen, Justin Muyonjo there giving you special one, an imaginary composition, and yet it's one that causes you to reflect on the honesty that you need to have in your heart when you are dealing with the women in your life. Indeed, you cannot live without them, and neither can we live with them sometimes. So we run away from home, just like Jesse did, and now he lives by himself. And yet, at the end of the day, we do appreciate that this nation cannot be built if there are no women in it. We cannot thrive, achieve, and grow into our destinations if we do not have women at the backbone of who we are. They are naturals. They are, what else would you add to that?
Special.
They are special. Okay, what else?
Unique.
They are, that is true, they're unique. Huh?
Amazing.
They're amazing.
Complex.
Very complicated. I do agree with that one.
I'm running out of words.
Come on.
My English teacher is getting disappointed.
Yeah. Okay, so what is your message to a woman watching Good Morning Uganda this morning?
My message is appreciate yourself. Don't wait for other people to appreciate you. Yeah. Because you are special regardless, and you definitely have a lot to contribute regardless of the critiques or what people have to say about you. Your contribution is valid and it matters.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Jesse is spending the whole morning with us. We're going to teach him how to actually be on top, vibrant, excitable in the mornings with Good Morning Uganda Special Friday. We are at Sheraton Kampala Hotel, and we're enjoying the green that we're having right now. Of course, we do have Robert and Felix also joining us on the other side in a place that every one of us, I think above 30, have a memory of this casino in Sheraton Hotel. It used to be a water fountain, and on weekends it would splash water, and there would actually be a mini auditorium, people sitting around it and just enjoying how the water was splashing. More or less, if we can say, the first official fountain in Kampala. I don't know about other districts, but in Kampala it was a tourist attraction. You would have whites coming here just to check it out, selfies. It would be a garden setting, people coming with their mats, picnics, food, and they just enjoy these gardens. And so we decided to come back home and see how the gardens are doing after the new normal is kicked in, which is COVID-19. Robert and Felix Nkunda continue with on.
Thank you. Thank you.
Primary school. This is Sheraton Kampala Hotel Gardens. I know a number of people could have a lot of memories regarding Sheraton because if we recall very well, this is one of those hotels that has been around for some time, but also I stand to be corrected by one of the persons that on our team I know who has so much of what happened previously. I think Sheraton was the first hotel, if I remember very well, to bring in fireworks every 31st. And memories there children would be here so many times to run around this. But we'll just have a short break, and when we return, we'll be giving you more of actually this place, and of course taking you into our newsreel story.
This is Good Morning Uganda.
For the first time in Uganda, you can pay in installments and own a smartphone instantly. Get to own the Samsung A-Core, Samsung A01, or Samsung A11 and pay back in either daily, weekly, or monthly installments for a period of a year. To check if you're eligible for the offer, dial *284*49# today. You also enjoy free 500 MB on the purchased phone every month for the entire loan repayment period. Uganda nyuma. Airtel, the smartphone network, in proud partnership with MasterCard, Samsung, and Asante Financial Services.
When you talk about our motherland Uganda, the Pearl of Africa, you cannot fail to smile because of the smile that fills the faces of the citizens. Our nice good weather and nature that sustains us all, that enables us all to continue each in their own way because we are all different even according to each individual's work. But what joins us to become one person is the sweetness from the flavored drink Hallelujah Jingati drink and Hallelujah Tamarind drink. The flavor that quenches your thirst while at the same time treating and healing your body because it is 100% natural. Enjoy the drink that has got the tamarind juice in it. Made by Hallelujah Reflexology, Healthy Solutions and Nutritional Research Center Limited. Get yourself a bottle of Hallelujah from all shops around.
This is Good Morning Uganda.
Every Friday is special in Good Morning Uganda, and we choose to do things differently out of the normal, where we go to a certain place of our choice to usher you in to the weekend. This time around we are at a Sheraton Hotel Kampala, and I'm still at a place where I have a couple of memories. I don't know if Priscilla and Felix equally do the same, but this is a place I told you I used to come and run around this fountain just from Nakasero Primary School, and a couple of many kids would join us. So when I talk about this hotel, one of the things I remember is that, and the other I remember is talk about fireworks. Now a couple of hotels have fireworks, but previously it was only Sheraton Hotel, and 31st you would see people parking everywhere around this hotel to get a glimpse of fireworks. That is where we are today, and of course we spice up your morning and usher you into the weekend every Friday. Priscilla, yes, any memories of this place?
Well, you've spoken of fireworks. That is true. Sheraton Hotel used to be the only one that would give us the fireworks. But now it's dependent on where you originally stay. That you'd have to maybe look for Gorofa and get on top of that flat to be able to enjoy the, the fireworks. For those of us who would be in church on 31st, you get it? You don't have the liberty to actually come close to the fireworks. But then as time has evolved, I know that of recent times, for 31st, now I have 3 options for fireworks. I have my church fireworks, I have Pearl of Africa fireworks, I have Sheraton fireworks, and then others around the city, because now so many people have been able to do fireworks all over. And it just creates that sensation feeling of, yes, we are getting into a new year, yes, we're getting a new opportunity, yes, like it just gives you that new fresh energy, which is good. But also this place here also, on weekends we used to come here sometimes, and it would be a packed place. But most especially the fact that this fountain would go around splashing water, then you want the water to splash on you, and then it splashes on you and you're like, ah! Then you run away. Then someone else does the same thing. They get a splash on the water.
Felix, what are some of your memories, if any?
With Sheraton? None. Maybe the fact that it's next. I would do it in SST. I don't think I was here as a child. Never. There's one time though, I think I was in my S5 or S4. I don't know where my mama got a coupon. It had 5,000 shillings. And I was supposed to come and take a drink. There was a place called Square Park. I think it was a restaurant or something inside just here. That is the only time I came to Sheraton. So you're talking about running, water, sprinkling, clearly
it is news to you.
Yeah, I wasn't in that category of kids who would, no. But I know that at least for issues of fireworks, I would go for mass every 31st would be at Turaga Cathedral. And when you stand at Turaga Cathedral, you can literally see everywhere in Kampala.
You have.
You would, but even we knew the patterns of
the fireworks.
Fireworks.
Yeah.
That Sheraton would come first, then Kayanja. I remember Kayanja also did a lot of fireworks.
Yes.
Then would look, but we knew. But of course, also police clearance to do fireworks was hard. And I remember I have one of my uncles. He's late now. Rest in peace, Ngondwe. Said no, uncle said no. One time he comes home with the fireworks. And yeah, and
he wants to actually
you saw trouble.
Blast them.
Now also the lady. He said, no. And those days the word 99 was a big deal.
Felix, recently I also experienced the same. It was my son's birthday, so I go to one of the supermarkets. I won't mention the name, but in town. And when I went to the balloon and all that, then the lady comes to me and says, but also have fireworks. I'm like, what? Yeah, sure, fireworks. This is a bit for about 100,000, so you'll take it. Would I need to get permission? So I'm like, oh, out of curiosity, I bought. Now I wait for the party. My mother was around. She told me, Togeza. Temugenda later bizmuwano.
Your 100K went just like that.
Just like that. Everybody at the party completely said, no, you cannot. You cannot.
But that was very simple. Go out of the party, do the fireworks, for you come back in the party. Who will tie it on you?
I'm waiting for 31st. I'll go to some mountain, then I take off.
Actually, I remember also this place is quite famous. The time I started to get familiar with Sheraton was when I was starting to rub shoulders with music artists.
Oh, yeah.
I remember when I was just leaving, I think from around S3, S4 there, I started to hang out with a lot of musicians because probably I thought I would do...
Be a musician.
Yeah,
so today you would be like, poo, 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 poo.
Yeah, man, I used to do like serious raga music, reggae.
No wonder that is really always attack when it comes to issues of singing.
No, for real, but then because then we used to come, I remember first I think I was in S4 then or S5, then I came here, there was a Uganda Waraj end of year something that normally happens here.
Used to do those end of year concerts.
And then that time I came with a crew of Firebase. So we were trying to be bad boys. Also, that's when, but I didn't like it. You see, I wasn't really so urban as a downtown, as ghetto style. This wasn't my style of life.
Okay.
I would really not fit.
Rural area, yes.
Honestly. Jacaranda was even also like a bit high. Yeah, but for us, we used to do our Kasa way. That's the thing. When you would be in Mengo, Kukadiba, doing Koazi, Raga, we're doing Chakadema Sanplaya.
Well, away from childhood memories, we now move to our newsreel story. Very interesting character. Uganda is blessed. Must I say we are blessed? Or what happens? We have a unique lawyer, and this is Malema Birizi. So after Kenya slapping a ban on Uganda's maize, alluding to the fact that there are aflatoxins, Malema Birizi has gone to the East African Court. And among the issues he wants is Kenya government to compensate Ugandan traders for their losses. Felix, I want to start with you. First and foremost, I've seen Malema Birizi go to court on almost each and everything. You know, Malema Birizi, let's first begin with who Malema Birizi. He's going to court on the personality of Malema Birizi.
It's a tight spot for Felix because he has to look at him in regards to the practice that they both share.
I know, but first and foremost, I think my brother, my colleague, my land colleague, Mabirizi, is unique in his profession as a litigant. Secondly, he is one of those characters that have public interest at the forefront, because most of the matters he has brought before courts of law are not personal matters, if you've been keen to understand. He has definitely come out for purposes of public interest, and most of his proceedings go under Article 52 I think clause 2 of the Constitution, where it talks public interest. Now, something also important to appreciate about Mabirizi is that we need more Mabirizes than they are. Let me say this also. If I'm not to narrow down the discussion to Mabirizi per se, if we are to discuss, if we are to discuss Mabirizi, it would limit the discussion. But if we are to discuss the maize issue, yes, yeah, definitely, definitely, yeah. But Chirabo, we have a problem, and I think the first solution we need is to agree that we are dire of systems or institutional mechanisms, institutional working mechanisms. We are devoid of that. One, last year you saw a bitter twist of events where Kenya again stopped milk. If you remember, there was that. I think even there was Lato and Mata and all those things. We did not get this much. But previous to that, you remember the sugar issue? Yeah. You remember that saga as well? I'm trying to bring out these patterned sequences that even Parliament discussed, and one of the MPs excitingly or probably adamantly or ignorantly comes out to say, let's also ban Kenya's, and this is a problem we have with some members down there. I think they get lost in emotions. You see, these are indicators of a decayed or an abscess pattern of systems working. Uganda is talked about being one of the most agricultural states in the world, and that's a matter of fact. In the world, not just in Africa or East Africa. But now, by that, Ugandans also pride about their backbone being agriculture. Again, on top of all that, we agree that even the most of livelihoods of Ugandans live on whether subsistence or commercial. You can mention or you can fall desiredly. Again, just to add to that, is that we have been like this at least for the last 100 years. All right? Now, that means there is evidently sustainability in terms of agriculture as a country. I'm just wondering why it is not yet a major option, a major aspect of concentration for the government. Because all these things that are happening, you have heard that at some point our coffee failed, what? You've heard all these things, the world market, we have heard that.
In the issue of coffee, coffee over time, Uganda have had challenges, and Uganda Coffee Development Authority has had challenges with post-harvest. That the issue is quality of our coffee, not the beans, but how we store this coffee.
This issues coming out.
It also comes now, it's going to milk, it's going to...
Just let me just what I was saying, Robert, before we can get into that. The reason why I try to bring back all these sequences of relatedly to agriculture is to show you that we simply are a group of people who choose to abandon the known good about us. All right? Honestly, should we be even having issues of drying maize? A country that has passed civility in terms of agriculture. If we can invest greatly, if we deal with agriculture as a crisis to handle, we can do much better.
That is true.
This is a country that can entirely feed. Someone called it the basket, the food basket of Africa.
No doubt about it.
You get the point. But why don't we give it the best of what we can? You're going to jump to Kenya. Why don't you deal with the real problem?
That's what really happens. That everyone is pointing the finger, but all these three are pointing back to us. It should be giving us a picture, and I'm quite disappointed in Council Male Mabirizi for going to attack Kenya instead of coming back to attack the bodies that are responsible for agriculture coming out at its best with everything that has been given to agriculture? Why are we still having such issues as storage, sincerely?
Well, when you talk
it can't be something that can be dealt with. But instead of pointing at your neighbor, come back home and take to court the bodies that the authorities that are responsible. Because by I'm pretty sure a farmer did not go with their maize direct to the border and was rejected. No, they went through a series of systems and checkpoints that allowed then that maize to be given to Kenya on the Kenyan market. However, it was denied, and the reasons are quite clear.
Well, government
and they're not arguable by the way.
This maize, and I was watching Behind the Headlines, that is on Wednesday on UBC TV, and the guest said some of the maize that they believe was brought back had passed standards, Ugandan standards. So they want to examine why some of the maize that was rejected, according to them, had passed standards.
Yes, but your standards are not my standards. Just for example, if I'm to get a guy, my standards are different from Nabweteme's standards of getting a guy. For her, she may just want a guy with a car. What? See, maybe I want a guy who owns a country, something like that. So the standards are different. And so my standards cannot be placed on someone's standards, and I cannot judge them for having applied their standards with whatever they want.
Every time I ask
the main issue is that Kenya government came out and said maize from Uganda has aflatoxins, and these are poisonous substances consume.
Meaning that we are consuming aflatoxins. Yes, so meaning that we are getting complicated medical complications. Exactly, that's what it means. So, dear lawyer Mabirizi, please come back to Uganda and advocate for us Ugandans who are eating this maize.
This is biting deep, that 80% of Uganda's maize is bought by Kenya. So that means that the biggest market, which is Kenya, now we cannot sell.
While you're saying 80%,
there.
do you know that in every household they have a maize meal every single day? So do you know that that means they eat aflatoxins every single day? Assumably. Yes. I mean, we're talking about the general Uganda per capita, looking at the per capita income. You get? So when we have more Ugandans, even if you're saying that 80% of it goes away, but every Ugandan gets to consume this maize-related meal every single day. And that means that they're consuming these, assumably, as those toxins, those ones, every single day. What is the interpretation of that? Then the health sector should also be pinned down in consideration of this. Why are they not aware of this? And even though they are aware about it, why are they not coming out to say something about it? Are we only going to blind our eyes to other health concerns and be focusing on vaccines and COVID-19? No, I think...
Well, the Speaker of Parliament
please come back home and pin
there
the
is
right
a committee
people.
there of East African Council to take over, and we hope we shall have a leeway. We'll either say Kenya lift the ban, but even if Kenya lifts the ban, this really speaks volumes to our government and investments in agriculture, more so in post-harvest, and of late, how people are using chemicals. You know, Priscilla, previously, the world and so Uganda had not gone so much into using chemicals. Today, people are using chemicals.
Natural methods.
You are using natural methods. Even chemicals to dry this maize. And these are chemicals that enter the country unstopped. I was still watching the show after, where an authority said, yes, that it's very clear. We have stores that are selling these chemicals that maize to some level, just spray it will dry, and at the end of the day, you're on the market selling. But all these call for Uganda to wake up and prioritize agriculture more than we are doing. That is
actually, just lastly also, before you ask the Ugandans, the most custodian of Ugandans is the government. For example, I've always asked time and again why don't we have those preserving facilities? Because those are mega investments. Shidabo you can't build, Nanwoga, not myself as well. Okay?
The days of cooperatives, you have farmers who
yes, because
together, then store
you no longer use
together.
Silos, man. You need those mega, because you're looking at tons and tons. You're looking at, you see, there's a time here corn was a problem. At a kilo went up to 200. You remember that time? When farmers were stuck with maize. Now, why do we get to that situation? Look at how, for example, look at seasons for tomatoes. They throw tons and tons because of, so this, we just need a comprehensive agricultural system that curbs and opens up doors for our local farmers to motivate them. Again, we must never forget that Uganda is agriculture. you pretend and do what, use what. But
our wealth is in our soils.
Definitely, that's the thing. That's the thing. The baseline will be back in agriculture.
So as His Excellency pushes for the peasantry society moving into commercial agriculture, we have only 40% of Ugandans in this sector in commercial agriculture. We also must push for good farming practices and also ensure that farmers are well equipped with the knowledge so that we can compete on the international market. Because as we push to have more exports, standards matter. We will end up that some of our exports are continuously denied on the international market. Therefore, at the end of the day, we'll not be able to consume actually all that we produce. And this at one time will, of course, demoralize the farmers. But we hope government is handling this with its counterparts in Kenya, and sooner or later, I think we believe our farmers will have a smile for their maize being produced
Once
in
upon a time, we had traditional ways of practicing agriculture. When I was in Masaka last weekend, I was walking through a plantation, and guess what I saw? Mulching. Do you guys remember mulching?
Yes.
Yeah, when they collect grass and put it over the plantation so that the soil can actually absorb its drainage and warmth and things like that.
Soil erosion.
Ways of fighting soil erosion. I found it so interesting. He has talked about silos or silos, whichever the matter. And then it caused me to remember, once upon a time, the only means of transport was either private car or taxis, these 14-seaters and bicycles, or even walking. Then came borders, and then, you know, some people thought, okay, there are those people who just do not want to sit in a cluster of 14, and they thought, why don't we get our cars, make them specials? So you would have specials, and as reminded, when Jesse said special, I said, specials in the cabs or special song, but he was singing the song. But for me, it triggered special, the cabs, special cabs. So they used to call them special. Oh, we got a special, mama, we got a special. Special. Special takes you at your own cost with your own convenience, and people use it alone when they're going to do a lot of shopping and other things. They want to move privately, want to arrive at a party, but you don't have a car, you use a special.
When you're getting into a special, or what do you call it earlier, people want to sit behind.
Auntie,
is it important?
My friend, you have paid your money to sit like a VIP.
I think that's stereotype.
You sit in front.
I don't care where I sit, as long as, I mean, honestly, and I am not, I just don't care where I sit.
Anyway, specials evolved into what people now call Ubers. Yeah, so now people have specials on their phones. You just have an Uber app, put in your location, your destination, and then you are linked with an Uber driver who picks you up at where you are.
And then you sit behind.
And then you sit behind.
I never know why they sit behind.
Okay, fine.
What is remaining is opening the door for you as you move out.
I know, right? Meanwhile, there's a time I ordered one Uber, and guess what car came? It was a Benz. A 200. He said, yo. I even took the guy's number so that I can call him specially to pick me up wherever I wanted to go. We were going for a high-end party, and so we arrived in a Benz. Status was up there. Yes, guys arrived in a Benz, things like that. Anyway, so Jesse, who's joining us this morning, he definitely has a lot of interesting songs, but more so his songs have interesting titles. He has a song called Uber Driver, and it is inspired by the very interesting mimics that go around Uber driving in the heart of Kampala. You get an Uber driver, you get a car, they greet you, they ask you your next destination, is the AC okay, do you want the windows down? I wonder if those are the details of Jesse's song as he gives us a live performance with his song Uber Driver. As you know, we are choosing every single Friday to give you a feel of Kampala and cause you to enjoy what you live in. Not many of you know that these gardens are actually available for you to come, sit and have a picnic, relax, read a novel. And for those of you that love reading, quiet places are definitely important for you to get to the 5. So why don't you always come down here at Sheraton Gardens and be able to catch up on your books in the tranquility of the... Will be see the 3 roundabouts that intersect flowing in this particular area this Friday morning. And also Friday we tone it down a little bit, and so my colleagues and I will be recommending maybe a movie or a book or an activity for you to actually be able to engage in this weekend. In the middle of the week, I had the pleasure of hosting a lady marketing manager with the Uganda Tourism Board, and we were talking about tourism. They do have a competition that is ongoing currently. Take on the Pearl with Love. And guess what? The winners that we had over on Good Morning Uganda inspired me to get back into my tourist mode and be able to visit all the spots around Kampala. Now the beauty is that you don't have to spend an arm and a leg. No, you can actually have 10,000 shillings, 50,000 shillings, and you can still enjoy the Pearl of Africa. Even within the heart of the city. Have you ever been to High Temple? No, never. Do you even know where it is? You've never. Have you ever been on the city bus? Did you even know we have a city bus? It is a double-decker bus. You know those buses that you see in Britain-made movies, and it's 2 layers, 2 brakes? Well, there are 2 decks for that matter. Yeah, so we do have a double-decker bus that takes you around the city and just gives you an aerial view, and they give you bites, but they also give you the history of the city of Kampala. So this weekend, we're going to be recommending some of those things that you can easily do within the pocket of your, your finances, your account, but still enjoy a wonderful day. The sun is rising up. You definitely do need some vitamin into your skin, so get walking if you can. Just walk to your office if you can, but if you cannot, then do take that guy, call that Uber. A short commercial break, but also look forward to the sports activities over the course of the weekend as we get into yet another different variations of sport. Those are all going to be here with us on Good Morning Uganda. We take a short commercial break. We'll be right back.
This is Good Morning Uganda.
Stay connected to the largest 4G network in Uganda, anytime, anywhere, using the Airtel 4G Pocket MiFi, available at only 123,000 Uganda shillings. This comes with 15 GB free, valid for a month. You can connect up to 10 users at a go and still enjoy a shared yet unmatched internet experience. Dial *175*9# to activate free 15 GB. Visit the nearest Airtel shop to get one today. Airtel, the smartphone network. Airtel is regulated by the Uganda Communications Commission.
It's no secret that ICT makes learning easy.
The strides made in our field could not be possible without it.
And now we can watch our favorite show.
My radio is my best friend.
UCC provides an enabling regulatory environment and policy guidance for healthy competition. We also facilitate ease of doing business in the communications sector through licensing, standardization, spectrum management, tariff regulation, rural communication development, and consumer empowerment. An informed consumer is an empowered consumer. UCC supports local content and innovations. Driving the development of a robust communication sector in Uganda is Uganda Communications Commission.
When you talk about our motherland Uganda, the Pearl of Africa, you cannot fail to smile because of the smile that fills the faces of the citizens. Our nice good weather and nature that sustains us all, that enables us all to continue each in their own way because we are all different even according to each individual's work. But what joins us to become one person is the sweetness from the flavored drink Hallelujah Jingati drink and Hallelujah Tamarind drink. The flavor that quenches your thirst while at the same time treating and healing your body because it is 100% natural. Enjoy the drink that has got the tamarind juice in it. Made by Hallelujah Reflexology, Healthy Solutions and Nutritional Research Center Limited. Get yourself a bottle of Hallelujah from all shops around.
Food is more than just a great meal. It's even better when it's prepared with art. The Big Kitchen. Brought to you by...
Because we've learned to savor the moments that were always there, and they never tasted this good.
This is Good Morning Uganda.
Well, we're definitely joined this morning by Jesse Muyonjo, who is an artist-stroke musician. He sang a special song for me, and the song was called Special and dedicated to all the women out there. Now, if you missed that particular song at the beginning of Good Morning Uganda Special Friday, you can still catch up on it on our social media platforms. On Facebook, we are streaming live. That is UBC TV, so you can rewind and be able to catch up on that song. It's a really, really nice, beautiful song for you ladies. And also on our YouTube channel, which is a UBC Television Uganda. Now he has another composition yet to tell me how he came up with the song Uber Guy. I don't know why. Well, Ugandans on their phones, they have Uber, they have Taxify, they have Safe Border. So those are special means of getting around the heart of the city. Jesse, why Uber driver? Did this guy, did you ever, you know, a terrible time in this particular cab? Or
no, actually.
Was it a good time?
It was a story a friend of mine told me. How Uber guys vibe women.
Hey!
You probably know that, right? You have not been vibed
I haven't
Uber.
Experienced it, but I do know that there's truth to that.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. So she told me a funny story, and it's all fun and games until...
So what is the story? First tell us the story.
So okay, the story is she had been picked up by this Uber guy, and she was going back home. She's Somalian. So he began saying, how long have you been in Uganda? Like 2 years. Like, what? By now you'd have twins by me. So the man was throwing his lines, and it's all fun and games until the chick accepts. Like, you know what?
She accepted?
No, she doesn't.
Hey, okay.
She didn't. But as in, it's all fun and games until your woman is like, you know what? This is not such a bad life. You know? So I wrote a song around that scenario.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, Uber driver or Uber guy
Uber
playing
guy.
for you, courtesy of Jesse Muyonjo at Sheraton Kampala Hotel.
She left me for an Uber guy. She gave so many reasons why.
Are you serious?
Ziboda boda yazikoa, mutaxi zimuswaza, obugali tobogedako, obono tabulinyangako. That's when he came along. No need to sing a sweet song. What he had was a Range Rover. That's when I saw my lady roll over. She wasn't tipsy, she was sober, and this was to my dismay. She left me for an Uber guy. Hey, Uber guy. She gave so many reasons why. Hey, Uber guy. She left me for an Uber guy, and I could not believe my eyes. She left me for an Uber. Yandekao yako tambulango mutembe muno alinye mube. Now she claims to see the light with a future so bright, and this gave me sleepless nights. Ngamanyita tujukira, I tried to win her back. Gendo was a yange tajiwulida. That's when he came along. No need to sing a sweet song, cause what he had was a Range Rover. That's when I saw my lady roll over. She left me for an Uber guy. Hey, a Uber guy. She gave so many reasons why. Hey, Uber guy. She left me for an Uber guy, and I cannot believe my eyes. She left me for an Uber. Yandeka, oh, she left me for an Uber. Yandeka, oh, I picked myself up and dusted my shoulder. My homies told me this kind of thing makes me stronger. Just when I was looking for some clarity, that is when I found my own epiphany. Cause now I'm an Uber guy.
No, you're joking.
Don't ask me no reason why. Yeah.
Okay.
Now I'm an Uber guy too. Don't ask me no reasons why. Yeah, I wore my heart on my sleeve, surrendered everything that I could possibly give. All she ever did was up and leave. Yeah, yandega, oh. I wore my heart on my sleeve, surrendered everything that I could possibly give. All she ever did was up and leave. Yeah, yandega, oh. Now I'm an Uber guy. Don't ask me no reasons why.
No, I have to ask this. I have to ask. Now you're inspired to be an Uber guy, so that you get another one for yourself.
You know what they say, if you can't beat them,
join them.
Just join.
That is true. If you
so
can't
good advert for Uber, by the way.
If you can't beat them, join them. Yeah, if you cannot get a girl, get an Uber. Become an Uber driver. And perhaps you could get yourself a Somali lady. And to all the different tribes that we have in our country, we can say good morning to you, Uganda. Robert and Felix are here to also give us what is happening in the tabloids this morning.
Well, she left me for Uber guy. Very interesting. Asking my colleague Felix in Kunda. And this time around, Felix, it's simple. Just be truthful and honest. Just be truthful and honest to me. Have you ever been dumped for someone either better? And if you recall, you were dumped for
my brother.
For your brother.
Surprising. Yeah, but the story of my life. But I don't think. But the thing is that they just didn't know what they lost. That's what I tell people. And those people, you stand a loss when you live my life. I can tell you. But I never lose nothing.
I've never been left for a pilot, but later on, I think she now regrets. She made a very huge loss.
What would you say?
But
I think for me, I don't hold bad blood against people who
definitely you should.
Because I know for a fact that everything that is meant to be in my life is in my life.
And will always be.
Everything that didn't stay or be part of my life wasn't meant to be.
You just remind me of my cousin, that is Dr. Ivan Mukisa. He says the word suppose is not there. So if I was supposed to be in Kampala, you weren't, because you would have been there. So,
but anyway,
certain things you just have to let them go.
Robert, we do dive into stories that are trending in the papers, and of course I'm looking at the Daily Monitor, and in the headlines here now, how government officials abused COVID cash.
It has started.
I told you.
It has started.
There's a song called Vita, and it's I think it's by Gravity
on social media when a couple say it will end in
yeah, it will end in
tears.
Tears, I can tell you.
This has also been
in the Daily Monitor, we looked at that headline, how government officials abuse COVID cash, and of course 2021 polls, variations and similarities in Bobby and Electoral Commission results. Now in jobs, of course, a couple of vacancies there. We'll be looking at Sinop, ANDA, Bugema, Annabelle, URC, and many more. And of course, in the school pullout, now Abenacho away from Queening. Oh, wow. And Teso residents in gang fishing ritual. Oh, this is strange. The photo says something quite unsightly there. I don't know whatever that was going on. I guess it's a ritual or a cultural. But now Kenya lifts ban on maize from Uganda. Something quite interesting to hear. Something good about the news. And of course the lizard comes out and says, now we also need to know the locust story. how government officials abused COVID cash.
And of late, I think it was last week, but when one of the commissioners said they have received reliable information that anytime now we shall get an invasion of locusts. Anytime so, stand warned there.
Uganda Zabu. And in the new vision.
In the new vision, Uganda Zabu. We now head to... things can happen. Anything is possible. But anyway, let's stick to the papers.
I'll tell you.
In the new vision, a very big headline there. 1,000 schools get ICT laboratories. And a list of some of the schools the new vision brings you that. Then, top 50 admirable women. I see Cinderella Sanyu there, among others. Also, for the education column, A-level, today they have brought you physics, biology, general paper, and senior 2, there is mathematics inside for you. COVID-19 vaccination. Here we see leaders get COVID-19 vaccination. A couple of leaders have gotten this vaccination. So please, you that have been able to be part of these groups, please not shun away from getting these vaccines, because VIPs, medics, doctors, PS are getting this. So it's creating confidence that the jabs are safe for you to take. Then still the First Lady on commentary says, united we stand, divided we fall. That is Janet Museveni, the First Lady. Harvesting money, that is livestock farmers decry quarantine. Those movements are restricted of animals. The farmers are crying there. Then supplementarily, Ugandan women at front line of agriculture. So many stories in the new vision of today, but those are some of the highlights that are in the papers. In case you've not just gotten across them yet, we help you, we save you from bumping into someone's bumper because you're so eager to get a glimpse of what is in the papers. Felix.
Yes, Robert.
Talking about top 50 most admirable women. Who is your most admirable woman in Uganda?
Admirable? For me, I don't think there's any person I admire more than my daughter. I'll be honest.
Okay, those in the spotlight?
Tori, Kunda. In the spotlight, admiring is a big word, man. I don't know why. I think it will be out of context, but admiring in the spotlight. I can't say I like a couple of people, but admiring I think would be so huge. I like the composure of Justice Sebutinde. Yeah. I also like the composure of, I used to like Jennifer Musisi. She's quite composed. If you come to music, I love the composure of Shiba Karungi. I think she's good. But
music, also, I would go for Juliana.
I don't think there's anything to admire about Juliana, for me. But of course, I also go for Cinderella Sanyu. And my reasoning would be that both these women, I have seen them when they were down, like down. And look where they are today. It has taken resilience, being a woman in an industry of art.
And making a breakthrough.
Our viewers, you know what it means. And consistency. Since you came on the platform, for example, Cindy had a very bitter treatment through the Blue 3. Remember that saga, how she was, all these things and what, you know? So, and how she has stood firm. And amongst all the three, she's still standing. No wonder she has a song called Still Standing. So, Shiba Karungi struggles from dancing, from obsessions to all this. Now look where she is. Last time she was unveiling her very nice, beautiful house. So I feel that I respect their hustle, and if you want to use the word admire, maybe those are the few people. The rest would be professional, but these are people from nothing, and they definitely made an impact.
Why I would say I like Juliana, first and foremost, she's been around. She's been able to maintain her name on the scene. I like the way she conducts herself, even her performances. She's one of those artists that have that classical way of doing things. And of late, we see many musicians, female musicians think, or artists, that it's body exposure that makes a breakthrough. That's why you will see many release their nudes and all that. But Jenna Kanyomozi over time has maintained decency in the way she conducts herself and does her music, and that is why I would admire Juliana Kanyomozi, and also for staying around. Politically, yes, I look at the Right Honourable Speaker of Parliament, one lady that has managed to handle issues in Parliament, and in one way still neutral yet still vocal, and sailing through the various storms that have come our way. But that's some of the stories. Then also another interesting story, Felix, is the COVID-19 jab. Well, we are seeing a number of people very eager to receive it, despite also there's some stories, of course, rumors moving around.
Yeah, and I think we need to refocus our energies to building Uganda. Clearly, it is a problem we have let happen, and this is to blame the government again. You have let people speak the way they want, say what they want, when they want,
post what they want.
So you feel it. That's all I can say. If Chirabo can send someone and say the minister is lying, bring a video, so that's your problem. Deal with it, because you see this happening and you let it happen.
For me, I'd just urge the Ministry of Health that, yes, let's up the game of sensitization. It's not just enough for people to know that we have COVID-19 vaccination, but we need a massive campaign, because there's so much wrong out there. There's so much falsehood out there. So we need to have an equal force that is going to counter all that and ensure that really people have confidence in this vaccination. And we urge Ugandans, if you're in those categories, frontline workers, you have comorbidities, please ensure you get this jab, because many would have loved to, but they do not fit in those groups. So you're just blessed to be able to get this jab and go out there and ensure you get it. Well, in case you've just joined us, we're at Kampala Sheraton Hotel, and we're in Sheraton Gardens, where actually we are ushering you into the weekend. As you begin your weekend, we've begun ours already, so it means it's a time to relax. Felix, how do you spend your weekends usually? I've never had time to ask you, actually. Do you?
No, my weekends are very busy. As you know, I also do a bit of tutoring, so I lecture, so I normally have a lot. Actually, my weekends are busier than weekdays, apparently, in this particular season. But I know that, of course, I need to spend time with my people, and of course, away from the runarounds. Places of enjoyment are still closed. I normally have to.
You know where I was last Sunday? Last Sunday I was at Kaz Resort. That is around Busabala.
Yeah, I know
and
Kaz.
I found a forest of people.
Which is a good thing.
Forest of people. And I was like, oh Lord, I've been
trying to avoid crowded places. I really try to avoid crowded places as much as I can. Yeah, but I love to also have a chill evening. So if I'm able to catch one today or tomorrow, I'll be glad.
Then family, how do you balance?
Family is done. Family is my family. They see me whenever they want. I'm always there. I'm just a call away. I'm available. So for them, they don't need any special time. I am them. They are me. So
you know, the lockdown had created that environment where people had more time with family.
It's just like you saying that you create time for yourself. I mean, you move with yourself.
Yeah, but there's what you call creating time is take yourself
My family
out,
has me full time. So I don't have to create special time. When they want me, I'm there. Period.
Well, the COVID times had made people like Felix home there, understand kids better, have more time. But with the opening up and now with the vaccination, the vaccine being around, maybe we expect more sectors to be opened. Because if you remember Felix, his Excellency always talked about, we can only do this if you're sure we have a vaccine in place. And here we are, the vaccine is in place. Will we see maybe more of these sectors that have been closed now, the ban lifted, say the leisure industry? Are we going to see this happen?
The expectation is still within the same range, and let's see what happens, Robert, because at least now the confidence comes with the vaccine being around. The jab started taking off, only that now we saw the minister in parliament trying to see if we can get money, because what we have was a donation. So let's pray that the money is found, and once we know that the vaccination is here, so much more will be able to happen.
Well, we'll go for a break and we'll return shortly. Keep it on UBC TV Friday special.
This is Good Morning Uganda.
The day the world stopped was the day we found where to go. From now on, we're not going to leave anything on our plates, because we've learned to savor the moments that were always there, and they never tasted this good.
Yes! Enjoy Enjoy great value from Airtel with the all-new My Pakalast combo offers. We have customized especially for you the best deals on minutes, data, and SMS with our 3-in-1 My Pakalast combo to give you the best value as you stay in touch with friends and family. To activate My Pakalast voice combo, dial *100 *2 *1 hash to get started.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Coming soon on UBC.
So instead of scattering your little income, I would encourage somebody to concentrate on something, make it good, make it better than any other person in the same business, then you can grow. And you would rather feed into a business that is kind of connected.
They should not rush into something which they have never had experience. You better come and consult, or maybe you cannot, you can be hanging around bonds and you can learn how the business operates, but you should not just come out of the blue and you start importing vehicles, and that one will not work.
So the product has got to deliver. Your return on investment has got to make sense for it, by however expensive it is.
You should first learn a few things, the basics. Then you should have that passion. Then, as I said, work in that field for some time. Then you will be ready to face the market.
We have produced a lot, efforts of OWC, efforts of NADS, efforts of MAIF, efforts of Ministry for Industry, which is our Ministry of Trade, Industry and Cooperatives, have yielded a lot of production. So where are the markets? And this is the answer we need to give to the people.
Coming soon on UBC. Food is more than just a great meal. It's even better when it's prepared with art. The Big Kitchen. Brought to you by...
Because we've learned to savor the moments that were always there, and they never tasted this good.
Hello and welcome to the backstage of this generation, where the young and restless face the bold and beautiful.
It has been a very interesting journey.
First of all, people are noticing that comedy is a funny way of being serious.
You want to get a glimpse of Uganda's future through the eyes of the youth? You can with myself, Drago, on Chilling. That's every Sunday evening on UBC television.
It's no secret that ICT makes learning easy.
The strides made in our field could not be possible without it.
And now we can watch our favorite shows.
My radio is my best friend.
UCC provides an enabling regulatory environment and policy guidance for healthy competition. We also facilitate ease of doing business in the communications sector through licensing, standardization, spectrum management, tariff regulation, rural communication development, and consumer empowerment. An informed consumer is an empowered consumer. UCC supports local content and innovations. Driving the development of a robust communication sector in Uganda is Uganda Communications Commission.
Stay connected to the largest 4G network in Uganda, anytime, anywhere, using the Airtel 4G Pocket MiFi, available at only 123,000 Uganda shillings. This comes with 15 GB free, valid for a month. You can connect up to 10 users at a go and still enjoy a shared yet unmatched internet experience. Dial *175*9 hash to activate free 15 GB. Visit the nearest Airtel shop to get one today. Airtel, the smartphone network. Airtel is regulated by the Uganda Communications Commission.
When you talk about our motherland Uganda, the Pearl of Africa, you cannot fail to smile because of the smile that fills the faces of the citizens. Our nice good weather and nature that sustains us all, that enables us all to continue each in their own way because we are all different even according to each individual's work. But what joins us to become one person is the sweetness from the flavored drink Hallelujah Jingati drink and Hallelujah Tamarind drink. The flavor that quenches your thirst while at the same time treating and healing your body because it is 100% natural. Enjoy the drink that has got the tamarind juice in it. Made by Hallelujah Reflexology, Healthy Solutions and Nutritional Research Center Limited. Get yourself a bottle of Hallelujah from all shops around.
Dr. Daniel, Lung 003 is an emergency.
Is there anything to show that it is an emergency?
Unfortunately, they are poor. Yet they know this is a government capital.
On that note, I advise they call the president to come and treat them.
Dr. Daniel, you should get serious. It's not a presidential responsibility. It's ours. So you have to apply humanity.
Humanity.
Dr. Daniel, an emergency in room 001.
Thank you. This is what they call an emergency language. So, excuse me. Oh, sister.
Brother.
What is wrong? Why are you crying?
Mom is dead.
Hey, Gigi?
Mom is dead.
When? What happened?
I brought you here for medication. Those doctors refuse to work on.
Corruption. Corruption, killing our economy. Corruption is an evil.
I work here. Why didn't you tell me?
Dr. Daniel, it is not about telling you. The problem is they did not have a bribe.
Corruption.
This is Good Morning Uganda.
All right. Kale ntaha. Wewe mnonga. Kale, see you. Good morning to you, Uganda. I've just enjoyed myself a wonderful border ride. I met a man who is called Arinaitwe. And Arinaitwe and I had a very interesting conversation about the politics of our country. And he was talking to me about the journalists that were battered in last month's sort of conflict that they had with security officers. But anyway, that's a story for another day. I am here to look at the traffic. Of course, I'm in the heart of Kampala, and while I'm in the heart of the Kampala, I am at what would be the Sheraton roundabout and the Imperial roundabout. These roundabouts are named after the hotels that are next to them. And of course, at the back there, I'm looking at the Monument for Independence, an epitome representation of the fight and the struggle for us to get independence as a country, Uganda. My name is Priscilla, and I'm here to look at the traffic update on the road of Speke Road. Now, did you know between the Sheraton roundabout and the Imperial roundabout, this is where we call Speke Road, but people usually said that is Speke Road. No, that is Nile Avenue. So looking at the traffic this morning, when I take a sneak peek into the Sheraton roundabout, Sheraton roundabout does look clear right now this morning. Of course, they do have some traffic that is coming through from the lower part of Kampala Road. Kampala Road then gets onto Sheraton roundabout, and then you do have some free-flowing traffic jam in that particular area. But that is also okay. We do have traffic coming in from Sheraton, joining the Sheraton roundabout, and it's also moving traffic. There is actually not any red zones, what we'd call red zones, or orange zones. Cars are moving freely. So if that is your interaction via the road this morning, then that's a good place for an option for you to come. Also, people that are coming in all the way from Golf Course, you want to avoid the traffic jam, simply come through Golf Course, use Nakasero, be able to come out from Sheraton and use this roundabout. Then you can easily get into the heart of the city on Kampala Road. Now, looking at this particular roundabout that also has another monument in regards to independence. It's next to Imperial Hotel, and it also looks clear. There's no traffic. Now, I know Fridays people usually are home. They decide to come into the heart of the city later, and so time check is 15 minutes past 8 a.m. in the morning, and you can see the road is clear. So if this is clear, then that means that on Kampala Road it's also clear, because ideally people will cause traffic on these two roundabouts because they're trying to avoid the hard traffic on the main routes in Kampala. And so this will be their back routes, or what would call panyas. But this does lead you onto Nile Avenue. You'll go past Serena, and then you will find the Serena roundabout. Imagine roundabouts named after hotels. It's crazy, right? But as you can see, also traffic coming in from Nile Avenue, Serena, traffic coming in from that side is also clear. There are not many cars coming through, and also traffic joining Kampala Road at Standard Chartered routes. That also connects you to where you do have the Uganda Post Office. The traffic is clear. So, since the traffic is clear, let me try doing more interesting things. We were supposed to have Mama Awards last month, but they didn't happen. They were postponed because of the political climate. And as you can see, they had done a good job of marketing themselves for MTV Africa Music Awards Kampala 2021. We will have them. We will celebrate our Ugandan artists, and we will celebrate our African artists. But as we do that, I must get a closer sneak peek onto the Independence Monument. I got to, even if it means climbing, you know. Okay, I can't really climb, but I can attempt these things we used to do in school. 1, 2, 3. Ah! Ta-da! Yes, I am at the Monument for Independence. 1962 is the year that we got independence, and it's been over 58 years since then. Things have changed. Kampala has changed. Uganda has changed. All regions have changed, and they have changed for the better, economically, socially, infrastructure-wise. But speaking of infrastructure, we do still have some old buildings in the heart of the city that were there before independence. They have survived post-independence. We do have Imperial Hotel, sorry. Imperial Hotel was here before, and it's still here. It's one of those historical buildings that we do have in Kampala. Also, we do have Post Office. Post Office was here before we got independence, and it was one of those buildings and entities that was handed over to Uganda for management, and it's still existing in its original form. The other old building that you would have would be Bank of Uganda right there. Bank of Uganda is also one of the old historical buildings that we do have. Of course, Sheraton Kampala Hotel that is hosting us is also an old building. We did once upon a time have a network, telecom network called Uganda Telecom. Where it went to, I don't know. Maybe it is one of those temangalo things that happened. They could temad it and it disappeared. But that is where UTL used to be. Those used to be their business offices. That's where they used to conduct their businesses. At what point they also joined the mobile money industry. But does anyone have a UTL line today? I don't know. Well, personally, I think I last had a UTL line maybe 10 years ago. That was my parents' lines. But today, ask someone for a UTL line. They will be laughing at you. So where Uganda Telecom went, we don't know. Hope it survives and comes back later. So as you can see, that is how beautiful Kampala looks like on a Friday morning. When the sun touches best with the green, there's life that comes to it. But also, when Good Morning Uganda touches best with you, your screen, your TV, your phone, or your laptop, or your desktop, you do enjoy Fridays every single Friday. So you can do or attempt to try out what I have done, climbing the monument that it is. I'm going to be taking some selfies here, so I hope that you're also taking selfies for the morning. Post them on our social media platforms. On Twitter, our Twitter handle is UBCTV Uganda, and the hashtag is UBCGMU. So take a selfie where you are this morning. Is at the Monument of Independence that has been turned into TV Awards that will be happening. Of course, we do have Good Morning Uganda. It's coming through, and we do have Ivan Kahwa and Rachel Ntakali that will be joining Robert Chirabo, giving us a roundup of the conversations that have made the week. We had Women's Day, and then vaccination rollout, and then the pictures we saw on social media of the people receiving vaccinations and their facial reactions. Clearly, they were not as happy to receive the vaccine as was, and it's been a social media conversation all over the platforms: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and WhatsApp, and other social media platforms that you engage in. So that is it from me. I am going to be enjoying this space, taking selfies. I'll be posting mine, I trust, and wait to see yours coming through. I got to climb higher.
This is Good Morning Uganda.
It's no secret that ICT makes learning easy.
The strides made in our field could not be possible without it.
And now we can watch our favorite show.
My radio is my best friend.
UCC provides an enabling regulatory environment and policy guidance for healthy competition. We also facilitate ease of doing business in the communications sector through licensing, standardization, spectrum management, tariff regulation, rural communication development, and consumer empowerment. An informed consumer is an empowered consumer. UCC supports local content and innovations. Driving the development of a robust communication sector in Uganda is Uganda Communications Commission.
When you talk about our motherland Uganda, the Pearl of Africa, you cannot fail to smile because of the smile that fills the faces of the citizens. Our nice good weather and nature that sustains us all, that enables us all to continue each in their own way, because we are all different even according to each individual's work. But what joins us to become one person is the sweetness from the flavored drink Alleluia Jingati drink and Alleluia Tamarind drink. The flavor that quenches your thirst while at the same time treating and healing your body because it is 100% natural. Enjoy the drink that has got the tamarind juice in it. Made by Alleluia Reflexology, Healthy Solutions and Nutritional Research Center Limited. Get yourself a bottle of Alleluia from all shops around.
Coming soon on UBC.
So instead of scattering your little income, I would encourage somebody to concentrate on something, make it good, make it better than any other person in the same business, then you can grow. And you would rather feed into a business that is kind of connected.
They should not rush into something which they have never had experience. You better come and consult, or maybe you cannot, you can be hanging around bonds and you can learn how the business operates, but you should not just come out of the blue and you start importing vehicles, and that one will not work.
So the product has got to deliver. Your return on investment has got to make sense for it to buy, however expensive it is.
You should first learn a few things, the basics. Then you should have that passion. Then, as I said, work in that field for some time. Then you will be ready to face the market.
We have produced a lot, efforts of OWC, efforts of NADS, efforts of MAIF, efforts of Ministry for Industry, which is our Ministry of Trade, Industry and Cooperatives, have yielded a lot of production. So where are the markets? And this is the answer we need to give to the people.
Coming soon on UBC.
Hello and welcome to the backstage of this generation, where the young and restless face the bold and beautiful.
It has been a very interesting journey.
First of all, people are noticing that comedy is a funny way of being serious.
You want to get a glimpse of Uganda's future through the eyes of the youth? You can with myself, Drago, on Chilling. That's every Sunday evening on UBC television.
Food is more than just a great meal. It's even better when it's prepared with art. The Big Kitchen. Brought to you by...
Because we've learned to savor the moments that were always there, and they never tasted this good.
This is Good Morning Uganda.
Working days, and for many it is work begins on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday and Friday. And for us in Good Morning Uganda, every Friday we have Friday special. We look at some of the stories that have made headlines, that have dominated the print and electronic media. Of course, that includes social media as well. And I don't do this alone, but I'm always with Ivan Kahwa from the newsroom, and also Rachel Takali also from the newsroom, where we discuss and give in-depth analysis and, of course, what is behind the stories. And allow me welcome the lady. Rachel, happy belated Women's Day.
Oh, well, thank you.
Did you take yourself out, or did you celebrate Women's Day?
It wasn't just another working day. I was at work, by the way.
So for it was normal?
Yes, it was.
Do you in any way get taken up? It's Women's Day. Do you go into the oath? For you, it's just normal thing?
It's perfectly ordinary, nothing special.
Just ordinary, nothing special. Well, that is special. Kakari, Ivan, how was your week?
My week has been okay.
Did you make any lady feel special on this day?
I always do make ladies feel special. And just like she has said, a very ordinary day. Because we don't need someone to remind us to celebrate people we live with every day. When we have the opportunity to celebrate anything with them. So I did.
Well, it's a day that has been around since 1977, when United Nations declared it as a day that will be recognizing, celebrating women that have made tremendous achievements there. But, well, let's also move into the current affairs of the week. This week has had a couple of issues. Let's take a look at your highlights and, of course, the laws of the week, according to you, Ivan.
My laws, there are videos circulating, women beating up children, juveniles. It's really disturbing. I thought we had forgotten about these kind of things, but the fact that they are happening again should be really a matter of concern, and it should raise a signal to all the parents that it is high time we get so keen and responsible to even know which people we leave our kids with. It's really so bad. Then in my highs, of course, I would say the vaccination. The vaccine is in the country, and to me that is a plus. It is a concerted effort to see that we combat the spread of COVID-19. And the bad news as regard to that as well, under the highs, that is another wave has actually hit some neighboring countries in the African continent, and this as well should put us at a strategic point on how to address the COVID-19.
Rachel, your highs and lows?
My high point has to be the very spirited fight that Parliament put on to actually save Ugandan maize farmers from the indignities of Kenyan trade practices. And the Minister of Trade also came swiftly to the rescue of the affected persons by saying the government of Uganda would issue a protest note. And I think they did that. And within 24 hours, Kenya lifted the ban. We've been wondering all along why they have not been reacting as vigorously, because Kenya has been in the practice of erecting these barriers. They refused our milk, they refused our sugar. They said they did not want our poultry either. And we didn't see a vigorous pushback from our government. So this was very important for the parliamentarians to have lost their cool, saying enough is enough. The low point has to be the ongoing speaker race. There's been a laying bare of really I don't even know what words to use. Unparliamentary practices.
This is politics, politicking at its highest, maybe one would say.
No, this is not a new thing. Selecting a speaker is not a new thing. But I think our parliament has sunken lower than the low. Even Honorable Nankabirwa could not believe the level. People have been complaining about the level of debate that has declined over the years, the quality of legislators, and by extension, the quality of legislation. It has been going down over the years. But now the unsavory practices, the manipulations, the emotional blackmail, the bare narco tactics.
Well, we'll get into that later on. My week has also been, first, my law has been how everything that is happening in this country, we tend to politicize it. I've been seeing a couple of videos moving around the vaccination issue, where they allege that some diplomats did not actually get the vaccine. So I'm wondering, why would a reasonable Ugandan...
That's actually a true false.
True false, you know, go use the camera and all that to come up with something that is active in any way. So that has been my law. I feel this is the time we've been all craving for the vaccine. It's here, and we should push people that to get this vaccine. Of course, my high has also been the fact that Parliament can rescue Uganda. Remember, 80% of our maize is exported in Kenya. So this really meant, I'm passionate about farming, and meant really a very big challenge to the farmers. So I'm happy that at least, yes, this time we stood out as Uganda, but also it speaks volumes for us to actually know that where there's smoke, there's a bit of fire. How can we handle this? But let's kick it off with the speakership race. Rachel, here Rebecca Gadaga says, I'm staying around. We have Semujunganda, Kira Municipality Member of Parliament, says, well, I'm coming, opposition support me. But you also have the man who has consecutively shown interest in the top parliamentary seat, Deputy Speaker Jeb Ola.
We can safely say that even parliamentarians no longer respect themselves. Because I remember hearing from, I think it's been Honorable Mwatek, and he was addressing Honorable Mama. We need to hear. Is it that we're thinking about supporting you and SEC doesn't want you in her face on the floor of Parliament? I mean, what kind of people are these who don't even have any respect for this institution that they really have been engaging in for quite a while? And then there's, of course, there are these overtones. There was the example of the Wajiri municipality legislator. I forget his name. What is his name? Well, I forget his name, but he came out in support of Madame Kadaga. But there were overtones there, and he was talking about how he was so passionate, but the passion is not along the capability of these individuals. It's liver what, given their track record. But it's now very much about, even ethnicity has come in. There's a group, a parliamentary group, a caucus.
That is the Lango Parliamentary Caucus that started at Kabila Country Club, that was just, and endorsed Jacob Ola.
And people said they had done that because of their ethnic ties. Is that a fair assessment? Now, if a group of individuals want Kadaga or they want Olanya, is it because they are tall or they are short? So what I'm saying is that these arguments have sunk console. No one talking about what they want in a speaker. No one is talking about what these people have proven they can do. They're talking about this one is a woman. There is a group of people who came out some time back and they said, oh, women, please, really? Even women have their preferences. Yes. Even women have their woman to get votes, or because someone is from the north. Really, I think the level of debate is yet to rise question about. It's very sad.
Ivan, in this race, we all know that, yes, it matters very importantly that parliamentarians are going to vote on who is their speaker, but the ruling party and have a strong input into this. Let's look at other politics into this race regarding party and majority number of parliament.
To understand, it is constitutional that a speaker has to come from within the members of parliament. So whether that MP is a member of SEC, whether a member of a different committee in opposition that sits outside parliament, that is all trivia, because we have witnessed a lot of leaders who actually have a lot of offices onto their heads. So, and they use those offices to front their ideology that they can be better representatives in parliament. And last time, you agree with me, the issue was resolved by action to the people, and the fact that NRM all represent, they said that. So that's why the state has
time Olanya to step down.
Exactly. So the fact that these are members of SEC, they will always, this is how NRM has built its thing, that they always sit as NRM. They do not want sometimes to create commotion among the public. So they show the oneness and the organization. That's what has kept NRM to that respect. And now this time around, when you look at all the allegations that were coming in for Nankabirwa, out to dispute coming out that the president has not said anything or something like that. But believe you me, if we go by this information that a woman is supposed to speak of parliament, if we are talking about emancipation, let's even assess the women we are having in this country that are in the top positions. What more have they done